Hello and welcome to this edition of Abhigyan's Point. And once again, I am back to discuss the state of economy in India and why, why we have to do this constantly is because of certain decisions that have been taken in the past. Yesterday, I discussed with you the real estate issue and, of course, the question that can there be a road to revival for the real estate. One of the key reasons of real estate collapse has also been the case of bad banking. Now, what it seems that as and when government is trying to fix some root, government is trying to create a way out, government is trying to push the sluggishness of the economy into a better mood or a better atmosphere, some or the other scam comes out, and which tells you the horrific way, the way of banking in India and the way it has hit and hurt the consumer. The latest and a huge example comes out of a small cooperative bank in Maharashtra. I've seen Maharashtra and Maharashtra politics very, very closely since 2003 when I set up in 2003 NDTV there. The point is the corruption of Maharashtra politics has been very, very deeply linked to the cooperatives there, and this is the story of political corruption of all sides, all political parties in Maharashtra. So when I come across a story like this Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, it doesn't surprise me. But what surprises me is that nothing was being done about it till it has come out red in the face of those who were responsible for running this kind of a banking system, where a small investor had the trust on this cooperative bank, put his money, and the bank, through various means, through various wrong means, the officials in charge, the financial irregularities, gives a huge chunk of that depositor's money to a real estate company, a bad real estate company already facing severe financial problems. Now, what more do we want to know about really the example of bad banking in India? In fact, I was just reading some research and I like this line by Andy Mukherjee on Bloomberg, where he writes, just when you think bank in India can't possibly deliver any more bad news, a near 1 billion scandal drops without a warning. And this scandal at the moment that we are looking at is the Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. This is a pathetic story of hand-in-glove politics, hand-in-glove corruption, hand-in-glove bank and banking system. How did it come out to the fore? It came out to the fore because of an RBI mistake, because RBI ended up telling the bank that your depositors can't withdraw more than 1,000 rupees, and that just shook everyone. Of course, RBI changed its decision, but why it changed its decision and raised it from 1,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees, it ended up saying that we had to take this decision because this bank has been running on some severe financial irregularities. How was this going on? How was this happening? Can someone explain? In fact, the suspended bank managing director Joy Thomas has confessed that the bank created thousands of dummy accounts that bank created to help HDIL, to help the real estate company's exposure, the HDIL group, which I said is already facing very, very severe problems. Now, if this is the case of banking in India, if this is the case the way cooperative banks have run in India, if this is the case where banking and other forms have run, if this is the case where thousands and thousands of crores have been given away by bank and the investors are really crying for their own money, they are being told that you can't withdraw beyond X amount of money, how would you want the economy to look smiling? How would you want the economy to look better? How would you want the economy to even undergo a quick surgical change? And I'm using the word surgical change with government announcing decisions, because this has been the story of the past, and Maharashtra has been ridden with stories of corruption from all political sides in nexus with these cooperative banks. Now, this is a huge, big example. There are elections in Maharashtra And the BJP is looking on the ground very solid. It is looking in an advantageous position in Maharashtra. But this is the kind of an explanation that will also have to now give to people, where a poor investor who has made his money, who's worked all his life, put his money in the bank in which he's put his money, finds out is not safe, because his money, by the discretion, by the wrong practices, by corruption, by nefarious designs, has been given to a faltering, failing real estate company. Now, how do you fix that problem? People want to know how safe is their money in HDIL, in a bank that has actually ended up giving so much of their money to a company like HDIL. This is where the fundamental problems lie. These are the systems. I have been saying this for a long time now. Forget bad banking, fix bad banking. But even when I say this, as I just read a line, just when you think banks in India can't possibly deliver any more bad news, a near 1 billion scandal drops out without a warning. This is where the problem is. So even if you want to look at bad banking, forget it as a bad dream, forget it as a bad past, fix it with the new ideas, fix it with the new finance minister. There comes a story like this, because this is how the system and the nexus and corruption has been operating. So for now, it really seems that banking in this country, while it needs to be restructured, while it needs to be taken ahead, while it needs to be more consumer friendly, while lending has to be at lesser rates, it also has to be very strictly dealt with those who have indulged in corruption in the banking systems. There is absolutely no choice. Get to the bottom, get the people their money back, the government of India, and make sure that who are responsible for funding and banking these kind of companies which are already facing the red, like HDL, don't go unpunished. It's a very serious situation coming out of India's financial capital, Mumbai.